A very warm welcome, everybody, at So To High. And I am Aditi Agarwal here with sitting with Rohit Agarwal, and uh, we are strangers. We were strangers, say, a week back, but I came across his profile and I went through it, and I was okay. This is something different, and I went through his page, Stills by Rohit, and I found that okay, this is totally a passion related thing. So Rohit is a full time professional pet photographer, and he deals very nicely with the pets, and he makes sure that the pet family and the pet is very well captured by him. A very warm welcome again, Rohit, at So Too High. There's a lot of things I would like to know from your end.
Thanks a lot, Aditi. It's my pleasure to be here and
Yeah.
to be able to, come on the So To High platform and, speak to you and share my experiences so far.
Thank you, Rohit. Leaving Amazon and Flipkart and then doing your own startup of photography and that to pet photography. How is that all about?
It's a very long story, but I'll not spend a lot of time on it, and I'll be very quick about it. See, I come with a decade of experience, decade of corporate experience, right? And the jobs that I have done across the companies, right? I like those jobs. I enjoy
Mhm.
doing those jobs, but somehow, the creative, I could not, explore my creative side in those jobs, right? And that is something which, uh, kept me unsatisfied, right?
Mhm.
In some way or the other, right? Now, how photography started, like me and my wife, we just used to love traveling, road trips and all, right? So when we shifted to Bangalore like 8 years back, we just started doing road trips, and that time I had no clue about photography, right? I was just one I was just one guy having a phone trying to capture some pictures like most of us do. Then that's when I fell in love with photography in general. That the way you are able to capture a moment, right? But photography was nowhere there in the picture, right?
Mhm.
So there's a very famous park in Bangalore by the name Cubbon Park.
Yeah.
Okay, and a lot of dogs come there and their families over the weekends, and I used to be a regular over there, and I used to go there, and then I used to have my camera, right? And then I just used to, normally click the pictures of the dogs running, playing, chewing, playing with the families, right? And then I used to just show those pictures to the families over there very casually, and they used to literally jump with joy, like,
Mhm.
wow, can you give us these pictures? I was like, okay, fine, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And that's when it started happening, and it was totally accidental. There was no thought of making a business out of it or making a living out of it. Nothing. It was purely the love of doing it which made me
Yeah.
do it. Then slowly word started traveling in Bangalore, right? And that's when I thought that let's give it a try, to like structure it properly and give it a proper shape. And that's when Stills by Rohit was born, like around 2 years back.
You're creating memories for the pet parents which they will relish throughout their lives, like putting it on the walls or just showing it off on the social media platforms. Lot of things
And
can be done with it.
if you have any friends who have pets, right, their phones will be loaded with the pictures of their pets,
Yes.
right? But they will not even have a single good picture of them with their pet.
Yes, it is only the pet, or it is incomplete, something or the other is lacking in the picture.
Exactly.
And how was your first photo shoot, like the paid one which you did?
So the first paid photo shoot was actually a maternity shoot.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, it was a maternity shoot with a dog. Uh,
Oh.
they had a lab, and it was an adopted one, right? And so before that, I had done assignments, but they were mostly either
Okay.
on a collaboration basis or I had done of shoots of the friends and all,
Okay.
right, to build my portfolio. But yes, so that was my first shoot, and yes, I was nervous, right? Because now there's an actual customer who's involved. But that family was fantastic. They were so loving, they were so nice,
Mhm.
and uh, like I gave my ideas, they shared their ideas. We just met and it just clicked, right? We just had fun. So none of my shoots, like I don't make it like a very routine or or like a very very boring thing. It's a very casual and a very fun thing for the parents.
You have also been part of animal shelter organizations, and and also on fundraising initiatives you have been part of.
Yeah, I have worked on a couple of initiatives with NGOs in Bangalore. Right, did some adoption shoots for an NGO. Let's Live Together to help their puppies get adopted.
Okay.
Um, and on an independent basis also, I offer this as a service to anyone who wants it. That I do adoption shoots. If I do adoption shoots of the puppies for free at no
Wow.
charge. They just
Wow.
have to bring their they just have to bring the dog to my place,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I will do his or her shoot for free, uh, just to provide them professional pictures to help them get adopted. If whenever you see these adoption appeals, right, on social media, they are mostly based on pity, right? That this animal has gone through this, he's a motherless puppy, he's this, he's that, but nobody talks about the personality of the pet,
Yeah.
right? Hardly very, very less people, very, very less posts are focused on the personality of the pet, how playful are they, and how and that is what I want to bring out through my pictures.
Yes. And something, specializing on pet photography, what have you learned? And some special experiences of yours, if you could share.
And what is the most tricky thing about pet photography?
Mm.
That your subjects, right? They they cannot talk in the same language as you do,
Yes.
right? They don't talk in the same language as you do, right? So, and plus they're super fast, they're super jumpy, right? They have their own personalities, right? So pet photography and in pet photography, a majority of the effort actually goes not into the photography but into learning the behavior of these guys,
Mm-hmm.
right? You need to understand the behavior. What are they trying to communicate,
Mm.
right? What are they trying to say? You are not using them as an accessory in the pictures, right?
Yes.
They are a family member,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you need to understand how and what are they trying to communicate, and that takes a lot of education, awareness, reading, practice. Uh, so, and then comes photography. So I would say in pet photography, it's 60% understanding, the behavior of the dog, behavior of the pet, their personality. You need to make them comfortable. Then they will give you good pictures,
Yeah.
good poses and all, right? And remaining 40% is photography,
Mm-hmm. So how do you
right?
handle that part of understanding the pet?
First of all, I consult with a lot of canine behaviorologists in Bangalore.
Okay.
Right? So there are people in Bangalore who specialize in the behaviorology of these canines,
Okay.
right? So I consult with them. I attend, for example, if a pet parent is attending the session, I attend that session with them, right? To understand, you know, because what happens, it's always a symptom and a cause approach.
Mm-hmm.
The pet parents, they tell the symptom, right? That this is what is happening, and then the behaviorologist tells the cause. Why is it happening? So that is one thing that I do. Second thing is there's a lot of literature available on this. There's a lot of information available on this on the internet,
Okay.
right? In terms of how do how do you understand what they're trying to say, right? How do you make them comfortable? How do you befriend them? And how do you make them do things which you want them to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there are a lot of videos on YouTube, and then you first it's more like the first part is theory, and then second part is the practical. So first you learn the theory, and
And
then
then,
you learn the practical,
mm-hmm.
right? So I keep trying I keep trying these things maybe when I visit animal shelters, right? With the dogs there, or maybe with my friends' dogs, or maybe with my dog, right? But this helps me learn these things, learns the behavior and the psychology of these pets, which then I use while photographing them, and then I'm able to create those pictures, right, which are very memorable and very unique.
So it was great having you, Rohit. There's a lot of things I would want to ask, but we are running short of time. I'll get you connected soon on a call.
Sure, Ranti. I
Yeah.
think it was great speaking to you, and share my experiences. I'll still say it's like it's like a journey that I have just begun, right? So I I think it's going to be a interesting journey
Definitely.
where you're actually trying to do something very very unique and for the first time in India. So it feels great.